Perfect.
Daniel is set to graduate in May, with his Vice President Hillary stepping up to take his place as captain for the following season. With HU News Vision, I'm Lindsey Desir. It was right here where Howard students camped in tents for 33 days, the longest protest in Howard's history, and they demanded better living conditions and more transparency on the Board of Trustees. I'm here at Green Stadium in this beautiful weather at the 2023 HBCU Rugby Classic, the first of its kind, hosted by our very own Howard Bison. In this inaugural game, Howard University is slated to play Morehouse. In October, the Washington Metro rolled out a plan to address its $40 million fare evasion problem, with citations being a major emphasis. But some of the daily riders don't believe this is a viable solution and call it ineffective, with some even promoting fare evasion.
I think everyone should jump the turnstiles because no one knows what actual price they're paying on the Metro. And all the time I've lived here, I have never seen anyone actually get caught for jumping the turnstile.
According to Metro spokesperson Tia Lewis, 185 citations have been handed out, while over 1,300 individuals self-corrected their behavior since the introduction of more enforcement. Some believe these citations target people of color. Metro rider Ian is all too familiar with such citations.
When I went to court, I was in there with a bunch of violent crime offenders and things like that and other things. So it was weird to go up there and be like, yes, I'm guilty for fare evasion. It definitely looked like the police at that train stop were targeting a lot of black children and black teenagers. I saw them write up a few more other black people before I actually left that place.
Along with more vigilance, prototypes are in development and will be installed at selected rail stations for employees to test. Some of the modifications being explored include deterrents on top of fare gates and higher barriers. Once the initial round of employee testing is completed, customers will be able to try the modified fare gate and provide feedback early this year. At the Archives Metro Station, this is Lindsey Desir with HU News Service. The Blackburn Takeover was a student protest that started on October 12, 2021 and ended on November 15th, garnering much support on social media. It was right here where Howard students camped in tents for 33 days, the longest protest in Howard's history, and they demanded better living conditions and more transparency on the Board of Trustees. Now, over a year after a non-disclosure agreement was signed, many people are wondering, how effective was Blackburn Takeover? For former protest leader Jasmine Joof, there are both positives and negatives.
I think it was a successful protest in the fact that the dorms were improved and that the school actually started to address these issues. But I also see it as not a success in the way that the town hall never happened. I didn't hear anything else about that. Other people were running it. I decided to step back.
One of the main concerns for Howard students were the conditions of the dorms. West Tower's R.A. Chica believes there has been a positive change.
Right after the Blackburn Takeover and everything happened, I think there was a period where things kind of started to spiral even more downhill, especially in West Towers. There was a couple more flooding incidents that happened in both West and East. Fire alarms was going off all the time. In Towers now, I have seen things kind of appear to be better.
Earlier this year, the university closed on a $300 million bond deal with the Preston Hollow Community Capital to fix housing issues. For Howard University News Service, I'm Lindsey Desir. The Metropolitan Police Department has established a carjacking task force and encourages all residents to be alert. News visionary Summer Brown has tips on what you can do to stay safe. We are living in the age of selfies. According to a survey conducted by Lester Premium White, millennials in the age group of 18 to 34 take about 25,700 selfies in their lifetime. Now that's a lot of pictures. And that's very important. I think that's great too, because as students especially, you're far away from home, so you have to really know that you're safe. Next up, learn more about how ADHD is impacting the Black community, updates on COVID-19, and how one woman is changing the lives of young African American girls. When News Vision continues after this break.